Hi, my name is Maria Escobar, and I just had the honor and the pleasure to be interviewed by Keith Andrews. Keith, keep up the good work. I love what you're doing. We support you, and we know you're going to grow big. So looking forward to see you continue growing.
So starting off, what is the Keith Andrew Network? The whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. To never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And to prove to them you can still amount to something. So with that being said, half hour of your time, 26 minutes of your time, half hour maximum. First question I want to start off is, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and how you came to do what you do today.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, I do have quite the story. I was born in Colombia, but I grew up in Canada. And when I was growing up in Canada, I did a bunch of volunteers. Canada is a great country for, being participant for your community, to have many opportunities for volunteering and everything like that. And going through things like that is what got me into be a nutritionist dietitian. So I studied I got a bachelor's degree in food and nutrition, and I did clinical nutrition for a while. So that's a kind of, for me, being in service of people, it was always my call. Regardless, when I was teaching fitness classes, I did it not just because, I wanted to work out. I did it because I know when you work out, your life changes, like your life gets better. And then when I do my nutrition in clinical practice, it was all about that. I mean, I do believe that a lot of your life quality goes if you have a really good and proper nutrition and a fitness training. So that's how I kind of got into it. Loved, and I'm passionate about it. I mean, it's something that regardless the industry that I work for, because that, even I studied that. I mean, I did my nutrition practice, but after that I got into pharmaceutical with nutrition products. I'm proudly say that I work with Abbott, one of the biggest nutrition company around the world. And then I moved to Miami, and then I just decided a different scenery, because working on the pharmaceutical, I realized that I was really good into the sales, field. So then I got an amazing opportunity here in Miami, and that it was more than a work or than a job. It was like training for me as well. And then I realized that, hey, I'm trained now to, expand my practice and help others. Now I have the skills of a businesswoman, but at the same time, I do have the passion to help people through nutrition and fitness. So I'm going to put them together and get them to work. And that's what it got me here.
No, absolutely. And you also mentioned that off the air, you are a podcast host as well.
Pardon me?
You're also a podcast host. You have your own show.
Well, I do. We do have a group, a show that is called Rich Ladies, which you're probably very familiar with. It's an amazing program. It's when we empower women from everywhere in the world. We literally had ladies in Scotland, Australia, Canada, obviously United States. And that's what we do every Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. A great opportunity for women to kind of like, I'm kind of feeling maybe alone. I want to get someone to give me their advice, or I just want to, get to one point. That's what we do every Wednesday. So that's something that I'm very proud of. It's a beautiful program, Rich Ladies. And the goal is definitely getting to the heart of many women around the world so we can make their lives better.
No, I agree with you 100%. No, I know for a full fact I'm not a woman, but having a guest was an interesting story. If it's possible, I would love to be a guest and share my story. Even if I'm not a guest, if you guys could share the story, that would be a great option too.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can definitely get you in there, because even if it is Rich Ladies, we have a lot of gentlemen who want to learn how to interact with women better. And we have great supporter fathers that, join the conversations with their younger daughters, and great supporter husbands that, join the conversation with their wives, because, having women in a room, allow them to get to know them better. So yes, we definitely invite you, Keith. It will be our pleasure.
No, absolutely. Look forward to it. So the next question I want to talk to you about is disabilities. With everything that you've done in your career, have you worked with people with, besides me, obviously, have you worked with people with disabilities? And are you open to working with people with all kinds of disabilities?
Yeah, I had the pleasure to work with people with disabilities. Like I mentioned to you, Canada is a great opportunity to do that. So I did work with a lot of people with Down syndrome. I was like the first caregiver per se for kids that were in high school that are within normal schools. What I mean normal is, having kids around that they don't have the learning disability, but they interact with them. So I was kind of be like the person who will help them get into their schools and, interact with other kids. So I did have the ability and the honor to do that, which is a great learning experience because, you learn that at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? Like it's hard for me to understand that how can people just, pick and select a few or just kind of like, put people into buckets per se. But at the end of the day, we're all here, we're all humans. So I did have the pleasure with it. And again, working as a nutritionist, and then in the community service program with, the government that in Canada, local government, I did have the opportunity to work with a lot of people who, would even know how to cook per se because they were living on their own and they did have a learning or physical disability and they didn't know how to eat properly and things like that. So that was another good experience that, I had.
No, absolutely. I wish I had a dollar for every time I say that. This would be a catchphrase of mine. Absolutely. But you do bring up an interesting question about working with the government in Canada. I want your opinion. For the longest time, I always said I love Toronto. I always wanted to go there and move to Canada. I always get mixed reviews saying people with disabilities can't apply for citizenship for Canada. Now, as a Canadian citizen, do you think that's true or do you think that's BS?
To be honest with you, Keith, I wouldn't say yeah or nay. Canadians have a really good program regarding immigrants, but I wouldn't know specifically tell you if that's something. I work more with the local government, let's say the city where I lived. So immigration and everything like that was never something that I have to deal with. I will have the people who already immigrated into their country to help them adapt into the new culture, especially with the new nutrition, needs. But I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. I am proudly Canadian for sure, soon to be American. but Canada does have a great program when it comes to migration. They are very strict. That's why, it's not the easiest thing to, get there and just be a Canadian. But it doesn't hurt to look into it. It is a great country, to be honest with you. It's beautiful. I'm not saying the United States is not because I love it. And one of the reasons I'm living here is because I love living here. But yes, Canada they do have great programs and they are very community focused.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the next question I want to ask you is what is the biggest change you made in your coaching career?
What is the biggest change I made in my career?
Coaching career.
In my coaching career. Well, the good thing about coaching is you always evolving, I think the biggest part of it is right now I'm learning from the best. I'm learning from Richard Dolan, and he's the coach of coaches. So I've been trained before. I have learned before. It kind of naturally was something that I always did since I can remember. I was like, the leader of the group, bringing the kids to do, games and everything like that. But learning from a true coach who, lives, studies, experiences, breathes coaching, it has definitely made me a better coach because you learn to understand better the importance of being a coach and the responsibility that comes along with it. So you are more present for your clients, and when they feel your presence and when they feel you're there in their corner, they get more motivated to do the work. So So definitely keep studying is something that I would say, no matter how great you are, you can never stop learning and continue getting better. And second, practice what you learn. I mean, it's not useful to keep learning if you're not going to go out there and do it. So coaching is a very dynamic profession that allows you to grow yourself in so many ways every day, but allows you to help other people grow too. And that's the great experience about it.
No, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't consider myself as a coach, even though I do say sometimes I feel like a motivational speaker. I do want to be a motivational speaker, but a lot of people would say I already am. So go figure, right? But my big thing is I always did things half-ass. And give an example I'm talking about. I could write a book about doing everything half-ass. When I worked at a store, I made up my mind, says, I don't want to be here. I have to be here right now. And you don't know who walks through that door. Someone very important can come through the door and say, I'm looking for something, and then spot you. And then later on, you want to work for the same person. Then they're going to be like, I saw you at blah, blah, blah place, and you had the I don't care attitude. Why should I hire you? So regardless if you like the job, if you hate the job, always have a smile on your face. Always be professional, because you never know who's going to come through that door. And I like to say you have the first 10 seconds to make a lasting impression. A lot of people say you have the first 5 seconds. Well, I like the number 10. So I say the first 10. But it's always better to come across, say, professionally, hey, I saw you. I like your work. You're someone I definitely want to have on my team. If you're kind of like, yo, man, I don't want to be here. This job sucks. And then it's kind of like, one, why have that attitude? And two, you ruin your reputation.
Yeah, you 100% Keith on. I mean, Keith, you 100% on it. I'm one of those that say, hey, not always we are in a place where we want to be, but we always have to look into that as an opportunity to get where we want to go. So let's say some people, unfortunately, because of their needs, they may have not jobs that fulfill their needs or their satisfaction, but they need to see it as a bridge, as a channel, as a path to get where they are. And the other thing is, it's not just the impression you're causing on other people, it's the impression you're causing on yourself. If you're complaining about life, about your daily living, about your job and everything all day, you're not going to be happy with yourself. And that's going to take you nowhere. So definitely a good attitude to get your day started well, regardless of where you are and what you're doing. So you can be good, and that from there will project it to others.
I agree. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about social media. Can it make you or break you? But when we come back, we're going to talk about your show. That's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about when we come back. So we're now back from the commercial break. The first thing I want to promote is HB Gibson, home of the X Zone. If you like entertainment, cartoons, and video games, definitely check out the home of HB Gibson. As my beautiful guest is here, we have home of Life of a Fighter. It's kind of funny, you guys should definitely get and work together, because you're into fitness, he's into fitness. Life of a Fighter. If you're into eating, drinking, and working out, definitely check out Life of a Fighter. You can say for us, we're up every day, we're always fighting, so we're kind of like Life of a Fighter. But the following is brought to you by disabilities. Disabilities do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. Prove them. It's them out to something. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure to hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell icon. Make sure to like and subscribe. We have brand new content from Jumbo Book to Dumbo. and professional wrestling. We have so much great content available on the Keith Andrew Network. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the Richmond girls or ladies. I don't know what's the correct term, but
rich ladies.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to tell you why. Women is just a gender kind of thing. And the way we call it rich ladies, because it's ladies is how you experience yourself and how other experiences have of you. So, I mean, not all women, unfortunately, are ladies. So that's why we didn't want to just go into like the women. We wanted to go into ladies who want to experience the world as a woman, as a lady who feels empowered and project that so people also experience them as ladies. So that's why we call it rich ladies.
Well, first off, I take my hat off to you, number one. And number two, my dad's a school teacher, so he was watching the World War II. He's reviewing certain clips from World War II to teach to the class. And there's a part that came up of how women were working in the factories. And I'm completely for that. You know, men and women should be treated the same, should get the same pay, should get everything. What I'm getting, you should get, and what you're getting, I should get. Everything should be 50-50. Now, of course, you're going to have some jackasses here and there saying, well, you know, it's not going to be like that. And you're talking about mannerisms. But, you know, if everything was fair, 50-50, there would be no BS. But and anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm just saying everything should be fair. But with that being said, you know, because you're based in Canada, it's something I was thinking about. I have ADD, so my mind was always processing different things. You know, if you showed up shiny keys, I'd be like, ooh, shiny. But, you know, bad joke. But, you know, have you ever wanted to have any big household names on your show? I'll give you an example. Trish Stratus, one of the best women professional wrestlers. She has her own yoga studio, Stratosphere. I think Trish Stratus would be a perfect guest for your show. I'm not saying that because she's a woman. I'm saying that because she's a household name. Also, I'm not a household name, but I would love to be a guest. But with that being said, with everything that you accomplished and all the interviews that you have done, who were some of your favorite interview guests, and who do you want on your show? And yes, God. I do talk with my hands.
Yeah, sorry. So we had the Duchess of York, Ferguson, and she was breathtaking. Like, this woman just shares such a bright energy. She has no she's not restricted about talking about herself, her experiences and everything. And I mean, we're talking about the Duchess of York, right? And then she gets to share her experiences with us, like we are her family, like we are her friends. So that is definitely what's super inspiring. We had another two ladies called Audrey and Jacqueline, very successful businesswoman in Hollywood. They are owners of one of the biggest art galleries, Angels, and the other one is a producer and is a PR for musicians and young artists. So we had the privilege to have them as well. I don't know, I think every single person that we had has been so inspiring. So, I mean, we're looking for, I mean, eventually we would love to have Oprah. We would like to have Ellen DeGeneres, like huge public figures. But any women who are willing to share their experiences with rich ladies and enlighten us with their, you know, with their love, the power and the energy, will be honored to have them.
Absolutely. Now, the other question, I want to change up the format because I want to have fun, but I also want to pass it over to you. So I'm going to ask you this and I'll pass it over to you. The first thing I want to talk to you about is, I want you to be brutally honest. What is your honest opinion to help having people represent you? Because I come across these people on Instagram, and I'll give you an example. If you look at Instagram here and there, they always say, hey, give me 15 minutes of your time. I promise I can help you get featured on ABC and this and that, or give me 30 minutes of your time. I can definitely get you on TV. And oh, well, if you're a complete idiot, you're like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And who's me for me to say that, because I fit that category, because I took the opportunity. I'm like, all right, I know it's not going to work. I want to give you a chance. And they say to me, do you have a book? No, but I have a strong message. So the question I want to ask you is, well, do you think those people are con artists, or do you think they're just trying to take advantage of you? Because they always ask you, I can represent you, but you have to pay for me to be represented. So as we're in the same field, do you think I should pay and be represented? Do you think you should pay someone to represent you? Or do you think there should be a mutual understanding, and once money's being made, then you can say, okay, then you can take a percentage. For an example, should I pay you $500 upfront to represent me? Do you think that's fair? Or do you think that's like a scam? Passing it over to you.
Well, Keith, I mean, I don't think you can generalize it, because you can find, like you say, con artists. Unfortunately, there are a lot of them out there, and it just, you have to watch out for them. But at the same time, as a businesswoman, I'm going to tell you, you always have to look into opportunities to see if they're legit or not. I mean, you never know when the opportunity is actually going to be legit, and you can take advantage of it. There's different ways of doing businesses. You can definitely do it with an exchange of value, meaning money, that, hey, I do this for you, you do this for me, and there's going to be some money exchange in between. But you can also exchange services and say, hey, I'm going to represent your brand, but I need you to, help me be more popular within your community. Like, there's always ways to find out how can benefit each other. But at the end of the day, it should benefit both ways. Like, if one person is providing a service, the other person should get some, return into their investment, either financially, like monetary wise, or other type of service that will equally, serve them both. So you need to watch out for them. I'm not going to say they do not exist, because they do. I mean, I get like a million messages all the time. It's like, hey, I want to, represent you, or I want to help you grow your account, or help you grow your business. And if you go into my account, my Instagram account is a normal, simple account. I just do it because, it helps me to post free workouts for people who want to do them. For my clients, mostly my clients, there's so much time I spend with them. The other time they're on their own. So I say, hey, I just post this workout. It's an upper body. I need you to do this, once a week or something like that. So, so you have to watch out for them. They do exist, but not everyone is. So you have to just always, inquire, explore, investigate, and always find a way to benefit each other.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to pass the show over to you. It's the last 3 minutes and counting. But my last question to you is, I want you to be brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first honest reaction? What made you say yes? How do you feel now? And would you recommend it to anyone else? Passing it over to you.
Yeah, well, definitely, Keith, I would definitely recommend you to, everyone, just because now I'm talking to you and I see your intentions come from a good place. And you are doing something good, not just for you, but for others. And when something like that is happening, it's nice to be heard, and more people should know about it. When the first thought about you, I think you came through us through Michelle. Is that correct? To move entertainment?
Oh, yes. We talked.
Yeah.
We talked.
So, exactly. So she call out your name and say, hey, this is that great guy and everything like that. And because someone that already know you is saying your name aloud, right away you do, like, you have the perception that this person is real and exists. So I guess that's why, we open up quite easily to you and say, hey, yeah, sure, interview. We would love to do that. So honestly, brutally honestly, that's how it happened. Someone knew you already. So it's easier for, people who don't know you to kind of have an understanding that you are legit, that you're doing a good thing. And that's what we agreed to be on it.
No, absolutely. Well, with that being said, that I didn't know that. So the following is brought to you. I want to do a little shout out to Michelle Lupo. So make sure to check out her work. Big thank you. I didn't know about that. But with the last 2 minutes, I'm going to pass it over to you. Was there anything you wanted to know? Anything you want to talk about? How can our viewers get a hold of you? Are you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Keith. So yeah, just before we continue and we close the show. So yes, we love for people to, live a healthier lifestyle. That's what I'm all about. Because if you are healthy, if you have energy, your life changes and you live happy every day. Even if the bad days, you still will see the silver lining per se, and all can come from, health, like a healthier lifestyle. So you can find me as fitstyle_Maria in Instagram. I post free workouts, free recipes, everything, and my content is for you guys. So everyone who wants to get a healthier lifestyle, free workouts they can do at home, at the gym, anywhere, because I'm very, like that way. I try to make it easier for everyone is at fitstyle_Maria. Second, invite women around the world to join Rich Ladies every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. The link to join for free will be in my bio on Instagram. So you get 2 for 1 in there. And last but not least, Keith, I do want to thank you for letting me be part of this show. I love what you're doing. I will support you 100%. I love that, you have the motivation to motivate other people. And we do need more people like you in the world. So I just want to take this last minute to thank you for doing this, encourage you to continue doing it. Because like you say, I mean, we are the ones who limit ourselves. We are the ones who at one point we know how much we can do. And if someone is going to stop us, it should be ourselves and no one else. And you are truly, living experience of that.
No, I really appreciate that very much. Now, wrapping up our talk show, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road. I hope I can see you once again on June 10th. Right now, we were talking about different projects, so everyone make sure to subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network and check out, if you're into professional wrestling, actors, actresses, models, if you like Dumbo, Jungle Book, Human Pyramids, comedians, the Keith Andrew Network, that's content from every walks of life. So I guarantee that you will find something out of 1,000 things that we have on our website. You will find something you like. And so make sure to like and subscribe. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I just want to say thank you very much. And as I say to our listeners, catch you later.